Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. Here is your host, Andy Ruther.
Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. That is me, Andy Ruther, on this another late Friday session we got going on here down in Cincinnati, Ohio. I kind of like this. Kind of like these Friday night sessions. The kids are sleeping as of now. And, you know, just a time to relax. I'm amped up on all that sugar. I just went on a bender. Truth be told, I've been on a bender all night eating. It's pretty pathetic, and I don't know what got into me. We had some good Trader Joe's. They got some great meals that you just heat up. The little Trader Joe's lasagna with some garlic bread. And then I just kept eating. I don't know what got into me tonight. I just wouldn't stop eating. I was just snacking after dinner. I had plenty of lasagna. And I was like, I'm craving pizza. And I swung by a little place by here, got a slice of pizza for myself and Brittany. And then she was doing the Easter egg candy, and I just couldn't stop eating the peanut butter M&Ms. So I just kept eating them. And you know, it's just part of how I am, like the addictive personality when I'm just on something. That's Brittany making noise in the background with the Easter eggs. You know, it's amazing how much effort women put into this stuff that kids just aren't going to remember. Right? Like, you should see all the stuff she got the kids for Easter. I'm just like, why? Why are we doing this? Like, it's not Christmas. It's not their birthday. You know, you guys know how I feel about this. This is just like crap. Just crap. And truthfully, I don't want to give Isla anything. She's been the worst kid ever. She's been the biggest pain in the ass. Like, the worst she's been for weeks now. Just fighting on everything. Everything is like meltdown city. And truthfully, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, you just disciplining you's not working. Not disciplining you's not working. Kind of don't want to give her any Easter eggs, truthfully. I don't know. Does that sound awful? I don't care, really. Kind of don't want to give her stuff. Like, I don't know. They say terrible twos, but three's been bad. It's been really, really bad. Just like everything is such a big deal. But I know she's going to get all the candy, and she's going to have an Easter egg hunt here Sunday morning. I'll hide the egg Saturday night. And then we're going to my brother's Sunday for Easter, and she'll have another Easter egg hunt. I'll be back in the Easter Bunny costume. Busting it back out. I think this is let's see here. Will this be year 5 or 6 with it? The creepy Easter Bunny costume. I'm going to bust it back out. Who knows how Molly will react? She might be terrified, right? A young kid. I bet she cries. I bet it scares her. I mean, it's creepy. It looks like straight out of the Purge movies. I think they dress as bunnies, some of the characters in one of those. That's what it looks like. But yeah, we'll be doing that on Sunday, April 5th, which is also, I believe would that be the 12-year anniversary of the last time I drank alcohol? I believe it is. April 5th is when the denting happened. So I haven't had booze since April 6th, 2014. Wow. 12 years. Cheers to that. Cheers the water I have here to that. But you don't change, right? Like, I had a binge problem. I would binge on booze. That's what I'm saying. Like, tonight I'm just binging on food. Brittany didn't think the kids could eat. Well, Molly definitely can't, but she didn't think Isla could eat the peanut butter M&Ms. I bought a mixed pack of candy for the kids for Easter. So literally in the bag, I ate every single one tonight. There wasn't many, truthfully, in each package. But again, like, what was I doing? I had a full dinner. Then I wanted an extra large slice of pizza. And then I'm eating candy. And then I'm eating yogurt pretzels. And then I'm like, oh, I got this other snack from Trader Joe's. I'm just being such a pig tonight. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've been working out. I'll flex a little there. I believe it's 25 straight days I've done at least 30 minutes of cardio. So that's my rule now. I have to do at least 30 minutes of cardio. At the minimum, 30 minutes of walking, which of the last 25 days, only 3 have been walking. The other have been between 30 to 40 minutes of hard cardio, running with push-ups. Basically, I'm averaging about 3 to 4 miles a day. And normally it's running. So I'm getting back on the grind, man. I keep saying it. I keep my playlist with David Goggins just screaming at me, telling me not to be a bitch, telling me to just dig deep. And it works. It's working. I feel a lot better. I'm still not getting the sleep I should get, but I feel a lot better. I wish it would translate maybe into helping me figure out ways how to parent better. I don't know. Discipline a 3-year-old. Let me tell you about what she did this week in another edition of Toddler Tales. What will we call this? Tales from the Toddler. That's an absolute terrible impersonation of Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Toddler. Toddler Tales will be there on the double. I'm playing off Paw Patrol for anybody who knows that. What would be another way to do Toddler Tales? Toddler Tales, ooh, ooh. That's playing off of DuckTales. Probably nobody got that. Anyway, what day was it this week? What day was it? Let's pull up the old text messages to Brittany. Let's go over this. What day was it where this happened in the morning? Okay, Tuesday morning. Here we go. Tuesday morning. Let's set this scene up for you. I am upstairs in Molly's room changing her because she just pooped. This is before daycare. It's amazing that they do it right before you leave. Like, what is up with kids and doing that? Like, Molly gets up usually around 6:30 every morning, right? Between 6:30. She's out of bed between 6:30 to 7 at the latest. We don't leave till 8:30. Why like you up for an hour and a half? You've had a bottle, you've had breakfast. Why is it right before we get in the car that you just unload in your diaper? Or why is it as we're walking out the door, Isla says, Daddy, I have to poop. It's all the timing is truly impeccable with kids. Anyway, I'm taking Molly upstairs. I'm changing her on her changing table in her room. She's pooping and I'm changing her poop diaper. And Isla's like, Daddy, I have to poop. And I yell down, just go, because she's at this point, her potty training is weird. It's like some days she's great, some days she's not. She's not fully potty trained. But anyway, she knows what to do, right? She's got her little potty seats, her little trainer seats, little Mickey, Minnie, Disney character trainer seat. Other one's like a Paw Patrol. Anyway, she knows how to take off her pants. She knows how to take off her pull up. She knows how to get in the toilet and, let it rip. So I yelled down, I'm like, Isla, just go poop. If you got to poop, go poop. So she's yelling up as I'm changing Molly and also putting on Molly's clothes for the day. She's like, Daddy, I'm pooping. And I'm like, I just keep yelling back, stay there. Because she doesn't wipe good. We don't let her wipe because, like, it's a disaster. It's just a disaster. She's she just turned 3. She doesn't know how to wipe. And then with girls, you can't let the poop get in their little coochies, and there's a UTI, and you're just like, it's like, again, this is stuff as a girl dad. I'm like, oh, I got to deal with this, right? You don't think about this when you have girls. You don't think about their little vaginas. Truthfully, let's just call it what it is. That's what it is. You don't think about poop getting in there and then a urinary tract infection and all the stuff that I've never thought about my entire life because I'm a dude and I've been surrounded by dudes. I don't think about it. But in the back of my head, I'm like, don't, she's going to do something stupid. She's going to do something stupid. Right. I keep yelling, stay down there, stay on the toilet, don't do anything. So, of course, of all days, I'm an idiot. I didn't realize I put on her pants first, and I realized it's one of those onesie shirts that goes, over her groin area. So I got to take the pants back off, put the shirt on first. Anyway, it's taking too long. And next thing you know, Isla's upstairs. And I know she hasn't wiped. And I don't know the situation because a lot of times she poops and it like gets all over her leg. I don't even know how it happens. I'm like, how does feces get all over your leg? How did we manage to do this? Again, kids, if you're a parent, you understand what I'm talking about. It's amazing. They can't get it in the toilet. It's like we're gonna get it on our legs and our hands and our face, and it's ridiculous. So anyway, she's upstairs, and I'm like, Isla, I gotta wipe you. I gotta wipe you. And I don't have enough time. Next thing I know, she's sitting down on the carpet on the hallway upstairs. We have white carpet. And sure enough, she's just rubbing her poop all over the car. I was like, Isla, get up. And then she sees there's a giant skid mark. I wouldn't even call it a skid. It's poop. It's literally fecal matter on the carpet. On the carpet. And then I see it's all over her leg, and I'm just like, again, I'm trying to be out the door 10 minutes earlier. It's like, here we go. Now I got to clean up Isla. I got to clean up the carpet. I have to prevent Molly from walking in it because Molly will just walk in it. She'll grab it. She'll try to eat it. She's just a savage. 1-year-old kids are just savages. She's going to try to eat her sister's poop. So, like, I'm trying to do all this, trying to get Isla ready, trying to get Molly ready, trying to take them to daycare. And again, it just never ends, right? And this is just what you deal with when you got kids these ages. So anyway, I sent Brittany a text later. I said, wheels fell off after you left, because they always do, right? It's always like after she leaves, when Brittany leaves for work, like the wheels fall off. And then I sent her a picture of the poop-stained carpet. She responded, thanks for the pic. See, because again, I'm a classic dude. Like, I want you to see, I'm describing what happened. I'm describing to her in text, like, this is what happened. She pooped, didn't wipe, sat in the carpet, got it all over. And truthfully, it looks like a dog who took a dump on a carpet. It's like, I just want you to see what happened. This is what I dealt with this morning. Our white carpet is just absolutely ruined. Absolutely ruined. Like, you don't think about this. We moved into this house. The carpet was in great shape. It's older, but the Indian family before us, obviously no shoes ever for them. We don't wear shoes in the house either, but the carpet was in great shape in this house. And the carpet, I don't know how old it was. It was 15 years old already. I mean, it wasn't new. It's in great shape. Then we decided to have an old dog roll in here between Roscoe's vomit and feces. Rest in peace, Roscoe. That went everywhere. And then we had 2 little kids. And they're contributing the same way. Feces and vomit. And urine. Just like the dog. I mean, they really are. They really are dogs. So yeah, this carpet is just jacked, bro. And there's truly no point in getting new carpet until they're older. Until they're just not ruining it. There's really no point at all. So yeah, that was a fun morning for me. I'm kind of starting to hate taking them to daycare. To be perfectly frank here, to be totally honest, totally transparent. I said to Brittany tonight, I said, because she always is like, you get to take them to daycare and you get to pick them up. I'm like, I would love if it was possible for you to do that. Now, I know with your schedule, it doesn't make sense. I would love for you to take them to daycare. Molly whines the entire way to and from in the car. Isla puts up a fight every time we try to get out of the car. She puts up a fight getting in the car. I'm like, dude, they're just, dear God, I would love for you to take them to daycare. And especially now, even though they're across the street from each other, they're in two separate daycares, right? Until Molly starts at Isla's, which I can't wait. Can't wait. The words of Bart Scott, can't wait. Even just that, they literally are across the street from each other, no lie, on the same stop sign. I'm sorry, stoplight. But I'm still, it's just like you got to drop one off and then another. Again, it's not that time consuming. It's like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, but it's just to have them in one spot would be so much easier. I know these are first world problems. I know everybody's like, Ruther, deal with it. I get it. I'm not going to disagree. You know, this is what happens when you have little kids. I get it. I get it. But you know what? This is my spot to vent, guys. This is what I'm doing. This is what I use this for. And by the way, shout out to everybody who sent me messages. Shout out to all the dads out there. You guys get it. They're like, dude, I know what you go through. I feel your pain, so to speak. You get what I'm going through. It's funny though, man. It's so funny to me, the difference between men and women. It really is. And I see it so much all the time. Like the things Brittany thinks about and then the things I think about could not be more different. They really couldn't. And truthfully, since I'm going to be performing stand-up comedy in about 2 months, I need to start writing bits about this, truthfully. And I will. It's crazy that I'm going to be doing stand-up. I'm actually looking forward to it. I really am. I'm looking forward to coming out of retirement, so to speak. And, outside of the Dirty Sports 1000th episode weekend in New Orleans in, what was that? December of 23. This will only be my second time performing in 6 years since the pandemic. So, I truly am coming out of retirement. And just my material will be so much different about fatherhood and young girls and living with Brittany. Again, it's just so different what we think about. Like we're lying in bed the other day and she's going down like rabbit holes about when it's going to crush me when the girls are bullied and it's going to be so sad. And I'm like, that's what you're thinking about? That's what you're lying in bed here at midnight you're thinking about? And she's done this before, and I always said, they might be the bullies. They're also 1 and 3 right now. Right? Like, let's focus on the present. Let's focus on getting Isla to stop being such an asshole. Stop being so disrespectful. Not listening, fighting us. Let's focus on the now. Let's focus on Molly not getting sick all the time. Has another ear infection, by the way. Bless her little heart. Thank God she has the tubes, so you can just put drops in it. But it's been difficult the last few days. She's had some rough nights sleeping, just full of congestion because it's nice here, and then we crank the AC in the house because it's hot outside, and then that's always just opens her up. We don't have spring anymore. We just don't have spring. We just skip it all the time now. Here in Cincinnati, it's either 75 degrees or 45. There's just no in between. Let me tell you how I feel. It drives me crazy. Anyway, back to the point that I was attempting to make multiple times, and I'm failing here. Again, Brittany's mind goes to like the future. And it was funny. As a man, like when my mind goes to the future, it's not that. It's not worried about her being bullied or just mean things that girls will be. Because, right, the mean girl stuff. It's like, I hope you don't become an OnlyFans girl. Right? Like that's where my mind goes. Truthfully, I'm like, oh, I hope you don't become an OnlyFans girl. Or like, oh man, Don't be one of those girls that I used to mess with on Tinder. Just like that as a man, that's where my mind goes. It's completely different. It's like the difference between men and women. We think so differently. It's just so funny. It goes back to that Chris Rock bit, truthfully, about, as a dad, as a father, you have one job to keep her off the pole. Which in the 2026 version is an OnlyFans girl. Like that's my job as a dad. I can't have any of my kids become an OnlyFans girl. Like that's the goal. That's the base level goal as a dad. You don't want to become an OnlyFans girl. And I know some girls are like, "What? It's respectable." I'm like, "Whatever, dude. You do you. You get paid." A lot of horny dudes out there. I get it. I'm just saying, like, I don't want that for my kid. Which reminds me, I was looking at, speaking of OnlyFans, I was looking at old Facebook posts. You guys see this on Facebook? You just click on the memories homepage on Facebook. And I was laughing because, right, it goes to the exact date that you posted something on Facebook. Like, what are we doing here, Brittany? What are we doing here?
I'm doing your job.
You're doing my job? I think I did a great job last year.
You did nothing.
I didn't do anything. See, this is what I'm talking about. You know what I did last year for Easter? I sat by the fire pit, got very baked, and put candy in the Easter eggs and hid them. I did it the night before. It wasn't a big deal. It was relaxing. I was, again, sitting by the fire pit, smoking a little joint or something. Hid the Easter egg. It's like, it's Friday, guys. Easter's Sunday. It's Sunday. This is a classic woman. It really is. Like, she's already got a little organized. She's got all the Easter baskets, all the Easter eggs here in my office. She's mad at me too. I think she's annoyed that I said that. I don't care. Like, it's just like, guys, what are we doing? We're buying the kids gifts for Easter. Anyway, I keep going off track this show. I'm on these tangents. Facebook, the memories home. I pulled this up. There were some good memories. Let's go back. And I was trying to remember what these were from. So here's a Facebook memory from April 3rd, which is when I'm recording right now, right? April 3rd, 2010, so 16 years ago. This was my Facebook post. Is it wrong to pee in the pool at 24-hour fitness? Am I actually supposed to get out of the water, go upstairs to the locker room during the middle of my swim? By the way, valid question. Which, truthfully, has anybody ever done that? Right? Because a lot of times, like, you're drinking water because you're working out, and then you go swim. So you're full of urine. Nobody's getting out of the pool, right? Nobody is getting out of that pool to go up to the locker room to take a leak. Especially when you know they're just overloading this pool of chlorine, right? Nobody's getting up, right? Nobody's doing that. Yeah, just let it rip. I don't care. That's what chlorine's for. So very, very thought-provoking message from me on April 3rd, 2010. Okay, here's where we go back to the old Andy Ruther. April 3rd, 2011. So we're 15 years ago to the exact date. And I read these before the show and I was like, where was I? And then it all, like, I have a good memory with this stuff. It all came back. So I posted on Facebook. It looks like my Facebook is connected to my Twitter at the time. And I think I just got Twitter, or I just started posting on Twitter. I post on Facebook again, Facebook/Twitter. It's connected. At Larry Flint's Hustler Club, totally sober. Okay, so I'm clearly drunk. Larry Flint's Hustler Club It took me a second, then I realized, okay, there's none of those in LA. Where was I? There's a Larry Flint Hustler Club in St. Louis. And then it came back to me. I was at my buddy's bachelor party. Remember, see, this is where my memory is really good. Final Four weekend. No, Final Four was not in St. Louis, but this was Final Four weekend 2011. Let's see how good my memory is. 2011 Final Four weekend. I want to say Kentucky was in the Final Four, and John Wall, not John Paul. Hilarious. John Wall was on that Kentucky team. I think they were one of the teams in the Final Four. I believe they didn't win it that year. Would DeMarcus Cousins been on those teams too? I don't know. I want to say 2011, I think Kentucky was in the Final Four. Who else? I want to say Duke. Let's just pull it up. 2011 Final Four. UConn, I believe, was, let's see here. Okay. So, wow, I'm good. I'm pretty good. I got two of them. 2011 Final Four was Kentucky, Connecticut, VCU. That was the VCU year. And Butler. Wow, what a Final Four. 11-seeded VCU lost to 8-seed Butler. Kentucky lost by a point. These were all low-scoring games to Connecticut. And Connecticut beat Butler in the title game. Wow. Oh, that was the Kemba Walker-led UConn team. Anyway, I'm getting off tangent, going down a sports memory. Yeah, so here I am, just hammered. Back in my binge drinking days. I remember my buddy's bachelor party. So I posted on Facebook at the strip club, totally tweeting. I follow. So no, I'd say at Larry Flint's Hustler Club, totally sober. I followed up at the strip club, totally tweeting. That's cool. And then I follow up with another post that goes on Facebook and Twitter. It just says, dude, WHI. That's it. Oh, and I'm not done yet. Next post I have that night just says White Castle, exclamation point. What a night. We hit the east side, East St. Louis. We went to Larry Flint's Hustler Club, me and my boys. Finished the night at White Castle. And then the next day, it's what happened last night. Apparently, a day-long bender of bars and strip clubs ended with White Castle, because of course it did. That was a fun bachelor party. I remember that. It's always fun when I go back to St. Louis with my crew, my buddies. We've been talking a lot lately. My buddy, my college buddy group chat. We've been talking a lot. I remember that weekend, man. I was bombed. You know what I remember about that weekend? I had a show. I had a fraternity show. And then I flew from St. Louis down to Florida, down to Fort Lauderdale. I believe I had a show, maybe Boca Raton or something. Florida Atlantic University. Where's that located? Yep. Good memory. Boca Raton. FAU. Dude, I remember I was so hungover. I had partied in St. Louis all weekend. And knowing me, I probably stayed an extra night, or I got to St. Louis early or something. I remember I had to fly to FAU on that Monday for a comedy show. I was hosting like a fraternity event. And I remember some of these cute girls were like inviting me. This is how like hungover I was from just like a bender in St. Louis. A few of the girls were wanting me to go out after the show and meet them on the town. And this one girl just like kept messaging me. And I just like couldn't leave my hotel room. I was just like, I need to sleep. I got a cross-country flight tomorrow from Fort Lauderdale. You know, it was a direct. I remember it was a direct Rest in peace, Virgin Airlines, which doesn't even exist anymore. But I remember I was like, I got a direct from Virgin Airlines from Fort Lauderdale to LA. And I think who was that UFC fighter? He was on my flight. He had a little posse. Kimbo Slice? Is that his name? Yeah. Kimbo Slice was on my flight. And he had like a gaggle of like girls around him, and he had a little entourage too. Remember he was in my flight. But anyway, that was a party weekend in St. Louis, and then followed by Boca Raton. It was fun, man. Oh, the days. Oh, the Andy Ruther binge drinking days. But yeah, my buddies and I, we've been texting. We were going down rabbit holes last weekend, just been like, yo, whoa. And I know I've talked about this. We were like, yo, what if we were back in college again? Just like, what if we could just, I was texting my buddy this day. I go, just a month, man. Just a month. Like, leave the kids behind, leave the fam behind. The best thing that ever happened to me. I'm sure same thing for all my friends. Best thing that ever happened to me. It's like Brittany, the girls, best thing that ever happened to me. Not even close, right? But like, put all of it aside for just a month. Like, let me hop in a time machine. Let me go back to St. Louis University. Let me be able to drink again. Not a worry in the world. Stay up, sleep all day, take naps. I couldn't, now that I have this Aura ring and I know how much I sleep at night, like I honestly, no lie, I could not tell you. I know this is part of the drill and part of the deal. I honestly couldn't tell you last time I got 8 hours of sleep though. And I'm sure some of this is on me. Like right now, I'm podcasting at 11:45 on a Friday night. I could be in bed, but I'm here for you guys. I'm here to talk about some things. But realistically, I don't think I've gotten 8 hours. I don't know when the last time I got 8 hours of sleep. And again, I know I'm not the first person to have kids or not the first person to have two little kids. But again, it's like my therapist will always tell me. He's like, look, man, his analogy is always spot on. I don't know if I said this before. He's like, you're not the pitcher who's 22 years old, who's got the fastball, who can just blow it by guys. You're the guy in his 40s. You're Greg Maddux. You're trying to fool the hitters, right? Like, that's what your stuff is, trying to get by the day. With two little kids in your 40s versus two little kids in your 20s or even 30s, early 30s, is a lot different. It's just because you're older, right? So it's more taxing on the body. It's more taxing on the mind. All those things. Hence, I just want to leave my family and go live in college again. Oh, we were texting about it tonight. Again, my buddy chat, my college group chat, which is a nice little text thread. I mean, truthfully, if that thing ever leaked, like my buddies' careers, I guess mine too, but my buddies' careers would just be ruined. The things that are said on there. That would be like maybe a great social media feed, right? Just called group chat, where you blur out the names of people or you keep their nicknames and you post what they're saying. That'd actually be a great feed. Someone steal it. Yes, probably. Unless it already exists. You just call it group chat. You just post the things, which, for us is just like sending each other inappropriate stuff or pictures of poop or whatever. Isla's poop has made her way in there. So that's pretty good, because she likes to show off her poop, which is hilarious to me every time. Now she's like making me close my eyes. She'll be like, Daddy, close your eye. Come in here. Close your eyes. Okay. Yeah. She's like, now you can open them. And she stands up. She's like, look, I pooped. I'm like, that's my girl. Can I take a pic and send it to the homies? Can I send it to the boys, the St. Louis U group chat? Can I send it to the guys? Yeah, man. What am I going to do with her? I don't know. You guys got any parenting tips? Holla at your boy. Sorry, I'm tired. I think it's finally catching up with me. It's been a long night, and I think all that sugar I had, it's wearing off. But you gotta survive, man. Like, that's the thing, my boy David Goggins. You just gotta get through it. I just love it. He's like, don't be a bitch. You know what though? I just keep saying it, but like, it's true. If you keep doing the workouts that you don't want to do, it's gonna help you with all the other stuff that you don't want to do. Or it's just gonna mentally make you tougher for things that have nothing to do with working out. And that's kind of the whole mantra, which I love. And I keep thinking about that. Like, this week, Molly was just with the ears. She hasn't done this since she was like a baby, or I shouldn't say that, probably 3 or 4 months ago, but like, she woke up at like 3 and then 5. And I'm like, my ordering said I slept 3 hours and 9 minutes that night. I just remember thinking, like, dude, you got to get through this, man. Just got to power on. That's life, you know? And it's like that line too that he has. It's great. It's like, everybody thinks they have time. You don't have time. What's the quote? I had lunch with somebody who's helped me out with some things. What was that quote that he sent me? It's a quote. Sorry, I got to find this quote, guys. It's a good quote. Where is it? Where's the text exchange? Hold on a second. Let me find this quote. Sorry, I know this is terrible dead air. It was a quote about, it's been around. It's about approaching life. All right, here it is. When we understand that each day isn't one more day, but one less, we'll start giving more value to the things that truly matter. Pretty good quote, man. It's a pretty good mantra to live your life. When we understand that each day isn't one more day, but one less, we'll start giving more value to the things that truly matter. And that's pretty true. Right? It's like every day you're closer to dying. It's crazy if you think about that. As every day passes, you are that much closer to death. And that's basically what this is saying. Right? Don't view it as like, hey, one more day. It's actually one less day. So take advantage of it, maximize it, spend it with people you love, spend it with people you care about. Try to go 100. It's a great quote. I don't know who did it, who said it. Thanks, Brittany. Appreciate it. She's bringing in the kids' toy vacuum that they're getting for Easter. I mean, really. You know, they're going to love it. They love walking around the house. They have like toy mops and toy, brooms. The girls act like they're sweeping the house, or Isla does. So she got them a toy vacuum. Like, get you to work. Get them a real vacuum. Get these kids working. Anyway, guys, I'm exhausted. Let's wrap this bad boy up. All right. Andy Ruther Show hotline. Does it exist? Nobody calls it. Ever. I mean, you can call it. It's still there. 859-935-0078. You guys are just like DMing me, which is totally cool too. DM me a question, comment, whatever. But yeah, we do have a hotline. Again, it's 859-935-0078. All right, guys. On that note, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I hope you guys have a lovely Easter weekend or whatever you're celebrating. Spend it with the fam. Spend it with your friends. And on that note, I'm going to get some sleep. Peace.